So, when last we left our heroes, they had stepped through a portal into Sigil, the City of Doors. Dravis did not take this turn of events well, having a full-blown panic attack and flat out begging the party to help disguise him. Explaining that he had been born and raised in Sigil and was now a wanted man there, Emma provided Dravis with her ring of invisibility. His panic abated, Dravis went on to explain that Sigil was somewhat of the hub of the Great Wheel, a city at the heart of everything, and that our heroes were now outside the material plane. Deciding the best course of action involved alcohol, Dravis led the way to the ubiquitous Wayfarer, a three-story tavern that acted as somewhat of a crossroads of Sigil. Over drinks, Dravis laid out the important details. Sigil was run by a group of 15 factions with a variety of differing philosophies. The faction that Dravis was wanted by being the Harmonium, Sigil's de facto police force. The city itself was divided into 6 districts: the Lower Ward, the Hive, the Market Ward and the Guildhall Ward, which blurred together, the Clerks Ward, and the Ladies Ward. Different factions held sway in different wards, and the different locations inside those wards, in a never-ending game of political intrigue. This jockeying for position was made possible by virtue of the apparent apathy for politics displayed by Sigil's true ruler, Her Serenity, the Lady of Pain. Dravis explained that if the Illithid thing had been that they had seen emerge from the Cosmere had indeed been a god of some sort, they were probably in the safest spot in the multiverse, as the Lady of Pain prohibited gods, which Dravis called powers, from entering Sigil. Dravis then regaled our heroes with tales of the lady's powers, recounting a time when she snuffed out an attempt to usurp her power by the god Eoskar by destroying him with a simple thought, shattering his temple in Sigil in the process. To Dravis's knowledge, there had only been one incident in recorded history in which a power had been inside Sigil, when the Archlich Vecna ascended to godhood while already inside the city. A conflict. Can you run time, please? Yeah, sure thing. A conflict which ended with the Lady of Pain engaging in combat for the first and only known time and banishing Vecna from the City of Doors. After a brief discussion, our heroes decided pursuing an alliance with the Lady of Pain might be the wisest course of action, a plan which Dravis thought had dubious prospects of success. Even if an alliance with the Lady was a long shot, however, one course of action that might prove far simpler would be for our heroes to arm themselves with an assortment of powerful magical items, which Dravis assured were in ready supply in Sigil. After a few rounds of Batoran blood wine and some analysis paralysis, it was finally decided that the proper course of action, while the fate of Zekarist was on the line, was to have a meal, find an inn, and go shopping. Dravis led the way through one of the many portals leading from the Wayfarer to the various locations throughout Sigil, emerging in the Market Ward, a decidedly more upscale part of the city than the Lower Ward, in which our heroes had first arrived. Dinner being the first order of business, the party converged on Emil's Happy Tongue, a quaint and popular restaurant tucked away down a side street, famous for their sampling menu of fine cheeses from throughout the plains. As they savored their various Cassiophilic delicacies, Felix noticed the presence of a familiar face at another table. Talavin Ryanmar, head of the Sabian Conclave, last seen plane shifting to the Nine Hells in pursuit of Madame Verine, was dining at another table with a man that our heroes did not recognize. Sharing a moment of recognition, Felix rises from his seat as Talavin does likewise, the Archmage floating quickly toward your table as the rest of you become aware of his presence. Talavin draws up about 10 feet from your table, meeting your gaze warmly, but deferring to you to open the conversation. Does anyone address him?
Hey, bud.
Hello. This is a surprise. It's good to see you all again.
We're so glad you're not dead.
The feeling is mutual.
Yes. Well, welcome to Sigil. Do you come here often?
Yeah, actually, I every winter I'm here. I'm here for the cheeses, really. No, how did you get out of the hells?
Um, yes, well, it
I'm guessing you didn't get Varine, did you?
No. No, we did not. At this point, it becomes apparent it's a little awkward because he has stopped and is floating, as he does, about a foot to 2 feet off of the ground, about 10 feet from the table. So the distance is like not conversational. It's like shouting across a room at somebody.
I kind of like wave him forward, like to get over here.
He does not heed the welcome. As you're like waving during this conversation, you like wave. He sees you. He obviously makes eye contact with Emma, sees the wave, just kind of disregards it, looks around the table, and is like, it became obvious relatively quickly that the entire pursuit into the Nine Hells had been a setup. The question became, by whom?
And
at this point, Felix says, brother, surely you don't suspect us. At this point, Taliban looks around and says, you kind of see a little slump to his shoulders. At this point, I don't know who to suspect. And yet here I find you, safely away from Zekarist, at the center of Sigil, enjoying a meal.
not exactly enjoying. Why don't we share another round and we will swap stories so we can gain trust again. I trust you just fine, but that's because I trust everybody, so it's not you, it's me, but
Make
nothing binds friends together like warm cheese and
Make it-
hot
No, no,
ale.
no, no,
Wait,
no, 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 no. Hold on.
hot ale, and she holds up the flaming bottle.
Petra, make a persuasion check. And Emma is butting in and saying, no, hold on.
Yes.
All right, Petra, what is the result of your persuasion check?
16.
16. What did you roll?
A 3.
Okay, I think, doesn't Petra have something where she can't effectively roll lower than a 9 on persuasion?
Isn't she an eloquence bard?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a 10.
Yeah.
It's a 10 automatic.
Anything you roll under a 10 is a 10. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 10.
So 10 plus what?
Oh, the 13, so 23.
Holy crap. Your base. Your
Plus
base.
13.
The lowest
Yeah.
you can roll in persuasion.
Eloquence
is
bard is
23.
fucking broken. I love them.
Yeah. So
Okay,
23.
so you 23. You do see him soften as Emma starts to pump up, like butt in and say, whoa, no, hold on. What does Emma say?
Okay, this is Taliban, right?
Palavin, yes.
Taliban. I almost die. I did die. I did die in that fight with that fucking rug. I will not have you come here and accuse us of setting you up. I want that bitch dead more than anyone else.
You need some cheese, honey. I don't have you had any cheese yet?
Petra, re-roll that persuasion check. You now have advantage on it.
So I rolled 18. Yeah.
So 18 plus 13. You rolled an 18 or it's 18 with your like with your bonuses?
I think with my hold on. It's not like doing the help. Fix it. I haven't used this in forever. On the app.
Fix
The
it.
app
I love
version
it.
is different
You
Hold
rolled
on.
a 5, so you got a 23 again.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
23 or 23. Got it. Okay, so still a good roll. You do see him. So when Petra implores him to join, you see him soften. Then Emma butts in, and for a second, you think she's completely ruined it by being aggressive. But then, with what she says, with the harshness of her words, it's almost like you can see it bore through Talavan's noticeable suspicion bordering on paranoia. And he just kind of like nods a bit and he says, looking at you, Emma, he says, I'm not accusing you of anything. I just don't know who the saboteur was. And
Emma kind of like calms down a little bit at that, but she's still kind of obviously pissed.
yeah,
Also at the news that like nobody's even after Madame Barine anymore at this point.
yeah. So at this point, Felix pipes up and is like, oh, well, we can let you in on that secret. It was Obed Valaxian. There's just a moment. Talavan is just like, he had to have had help. And Felix said, oh, he did. Malzentoss was helping him from inside. And the look on Talavan's face just drops. Like, the whole, like, you can tell the look on his face is, are you fucking kidding me? But he doesn't say it out loud.
I shit thee nay.
Scott, you're muted. I don't know if you're talking to us or not, but your face is...
I see Scott talking, don't know if he's trying to talk to us or not. Oh, he's bringing the hand gestures out. So Talavan says, does the conclave still stand? And there's this moment. Anybody say anything? There's a silent moment.
A
Feel
little
it.
bit.
Felix says, well, the Theurgic Assembly now has 2 standing members, and you're looking at one of them. Talavan just sighs, slumps his shoulders. Yes, please, let's share stories. At this point, you notice the person he was dining with, the bald-headed man with the goatee and the big hoop earrings and the flowing embroidered blue robes, stands from his table and starts to approach from behind. He stops about 5 feet behind Talavan, so about 15 feet away from the table, and he just casts this glance across the table from one side to the other, taking in each of you in turn, and you just hear him whisper something to Talavan that the party that you can't quite make out. Unless anybody wants to try a perception check to overhear the whisper.
Nah.
Okay. So also, where is Logan?
Great question. In the infinite well?
He didn't wait for us, that bastard.
Right.
All right, I will just ask him in group
Next.
chat if he is coming back. Nice. Okay.
Petra will grab a tray of cheese and the flaming. Is the bottle flaming or smoking? I think it's smoking, right?
If you're
Or
talking
like-
about the Batoran blood wine, you left that back at the Wayfarer. The
Oh, shit.
beverages, yeah, at this point, the
Oh, okay.
beverages that you ordered with dinner are what you're having now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Emma offers him a bit of her cheese.
Oh yeah. Petra tries to like put one in Emma's mouth, like, here, try this one, darling, and just like boop, boop.
Well,
Emma like takes it and puts it on her plate.
Oh, okay. Wanted
So-
to feed you like a baby bird.
there's a little back and forth between Talavan and his dining companion, and then you see one of the servants, one of the wait staff of the Happy Tongue, walking past. The bald man in the blue robes, raises a finger and says, We would like to join tables, please. And the waiter immediately like snaps to attention, is like in deference to this person, just bows and just says, yes, of course, as soon as possible, and then calls other waiters over, and they start bringing other chairs and rearranging the place settings just to accommodate 2 more people at the table that the party is sat at. And then Talavin and his companion take a seat.
Hello, stranger with a robe that I covet with all of my heart. Cheese?
He just reaches out. Are you offering like a platter or? what do
Yeah,
you-
she's got a platter.
He's like,
She's like holding it by her little claws. Fingertips.
let's see what. He
And then
actually
she'll try to feed Xanthion some cheese. She'll try
just
to
kind
like
of shove it in the
yeah,
corner of his
yeah.
mouth, and he just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh,
boop, 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 boop.
kind of chewing like a cow.
Eat up, Buttercup.
So he the bald man takes like kind of like flips over with his finger, like looking at the various cheeses, picks up a little chunk of the death cheese and pops it in his mouth. Like, thank you. And Talavin just kind of folds his fingers together, like bracing himself for what promises to be a difficult conversation. And he says, all right. So can you please bring me up to speed on everything that has happened since I left you at the manor?
Abso-friggin-lutely.
And unless we want to role play the exchange of information, we can just, yeah, he's caught up. And he's like,
Your turn.
well, it became immediately apparent that there was a double agent in our midst in the Nine Hells. A series of events unfolded that was too convenient to be naturally occurring, one by one, picking us off with a breed of fiend that I have never seen in my studies. And upon discussing it with compatriots that are better learned in the ecology of the lower planes, I don't believe to be a fiend at all, but rather something that was being summoned by, as we now know, Obed Valaxian, a horrible creature with tentacles for heads. And Felix just nods like, yep, we saw share of those ourselves. So, not knowing who the mole was at the time, and knowing that it could have been any of my companions, I found a convenient moment to slip away with an attempt to get back to Zecharis, knowing that there had to be larger designs on destabilizing the power structure of our society. And was immediately met with a multitude of problems trying to get back. No matter what I tried, I was not able to return to my home. Everything I could think of failed. Even my attempts to send a message to Luzon for him to use methods that we hold in the Obsidian Archive for retrieving the lost. And Felix is just like, the book? I was like, yes, the book. Nothing worked. So I made my way here, thinking that if there was going to be anywhere that I could get back to Zecharis, it would have to be the City of Doors. Well, that brings me mostly up to the current day.
How long have you been here looking for the right door?
Sigil, I arrived. Oh, he looks over at his companion and he's just like, how long? Like, oh, you got in touch with me about 2 days ago. I got here immediately. You took your sweet time.
We've been so rude. Did we introduce yet? Your
The-
name, please? Robe? Robe
My-
guy?
oh, yes. Well, and he kind of side eyes Talavin. Talavin, seeing him like look out the corner of his eyes at him, he just looks over and just gives a nod, like a reassuring nod. And the man just says, "My name is Mordenkainen."
It's a very strong name.
Anybody with a passive arcana over 12 knows this name because this dude has a shit ton of spells named after him. And who might you be?
We're Petra and the backups. That's it.
Quaint. Well, Talavin. Talavin takes back over in the conversation and says, "Well, so I've been here the better part of a day.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I was afraid you were gonna say you'd been trapped here for weeks or something.
Oh, no, no. I mean, I floated around. I spent the better part of a fortnight in the hills, finding a way out. Unfortunately, I did not hold the tuning rod to get us back to Zekarist, so I couldn't even try the plane shift spell to begin with. Then floated on the river Styx, found my way through to the Outlands, made my way here. So, what's the plan?
Uh-huh. The plan is right now cheese, and then we're gonna go shopping for some, magical stuff. We kind of have an all-powerful being to fight so that, the universe doesn't end. But
Right,
cheese first, obviously.
right. Well,
That's armaments and then finding a way back.
You make it sound so boring.
Hmm. Talavin looks over at Mordenkainen. They just kind of look at each other for a moment, a bizarrely drawn out moment where there's just sort of like locked eyes, like brows furrowed at each other. And then you see Mordenkainen just kind of shrugs, and Talavin looks over and says, "Do you have a place to stay tonight?"
Not yet.
And at this point, Dravis raises a finger and is like, "I'm planning to take them to Chirpers." And Talavin just kind of nods, and Mordenkainen subtly rolls his eyes at the mention of that inn. But well,
Anything better in mind? We're open to all options.
Talavin just says, "Chirpers is fine, especially if you're new to the city, if it's your first time here. Do you think there was any chance you were followed?"
Only my tail.
You're sure nothing else came through the portal with you? Dravis says, we took roll call as soon as we were through the other side. That's when we realized that Titus had stayed behind.
Can someone send a message and maybe he'll be okay? Maybe? Somebody? Felix has message, right? Or sending?
Sending.
Yeah.
And Felix is like, well, yes, but the problem is messages can't get through to Zekarist right now. Or at least they couldn't. Can they still, Archmage? And Talavin just sits up and is, if they can, no one has been answering me for weeks now, which is its own problem. But no, I do not believe they can penetrate. I have received messages, and my replies seem to go unreceived.
Well, try anyway, Felix, please. It'll make me feel better, even if it doesn't work.
Of course. What would you like me to say?
Oh, I don't know. You're the word master. That
Hardly.
I'm
but
just the idea maker.
And you just for my own, you're saying to send a message to Titus, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. It's like, all right. So Felix casts sending. He's like, Titus. Hello.
Oh, Jesus.
We are in Sigil.
Is he counting on his fingers in game?
Yeah. We were surprised you decided not to join us. Is everything okay? Are you receiving this? You can reply.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Felix.
We're surprised to see you chose them.
Are we sure the feeble mind doesn't have any lingering effects?
Is this in game or is this Table
This
talk.
is in game.
his face just like his eyes just like like his face scrunches up and it's like, I don't know. Would you like to try to feed me some more rare precious metal?
Hey, that wasn't me. That was Morlo.
Cheese?
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, Talavin looks over at Mordenkainen and says, well, it's probably too late this evening. I'm sure that they've gone on evening watch. So you do your thing, go shopping, find an inn. In the morning, first thing, join us at the Planar Energy Cooperative.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I'm hoping to be able to find some answers there.
Okay. Heave ho.
Yeah, we could do that.
Right.
Heave
Well,
ho and away we go then? Are we done with
it's-
our changes?
It's good to see you. Unfortunately, I wish it was under better circumstances.
These are
Rest
pretty
well.
good.
I will see you all in the morning. Talavin leaves with Mordenkainen joining.
Wait, would you sign my gun?
If he hears, he does not even pause. Just keeps going.
That's fair.
No autographs. No autographs. Stay back, please.
You ever need someone to play any of your parties or whatever? We'll make them super chaotic.
Did she turn that up there? I didn't put it.
Dravis sits up and was like, right, well, what's the first order of business? Are we going to go shopping or are we going to go to the inn and settle in? What's the plan?
In first.
Inn first.
Anybody
Righto.
agree?
All right. Let's,
Didn't we even in?
no, you left a tavern. The Ubiquitous Wayfarer was only a public house. It was not an inn. Right. All right. Well, then let's settle our tab and head to Chirpers.
Oh, we.
And so after a filling meal at Emil's Happy Tongue, Dravis once again takes point as the self-appointed guide here in Sigil and leads you out of Emil's Happy Tongue through the crowded streets of the market ward.
As we leave, Petra flips like 2 platinum to the barkeep and is like, This place is the name's a little misleading, but I like it, and my tongue is very happy. Good day. And then walks out.
It's like grabs the platinum out of the air, looks at it, and is like, come back and see us soon. All right. So, leading you through. All right. All right, so leading you through the crowded streets of the market ward, past various shops and carts and hawkers, calling you over, trying to get you to come and peruse whatever wares it is that they are offering. He leads you to a very large 3-story building, by far the largest inn you have ever seen, with multiple wings added onto it. Like the central structure is like a large 3-story building. But then off from that, there are other additions to it, like different structures around the central structure. It looks more, honestly, it looks more like a compound or a resort than just an inn, with people flowing in and out. Through the front door, leading into Chirpers, you find yourself in by far the largest dining room you have ever seen in your lives. In the center of the dining room is a large oblong bar that could easily fit 24 people. And then outside of that are the tables, multiple tables and chairs. The dining room itself along the west wall has individual like storefronts. There are shops open inside of this dining room that offer various wares. The central focus of the entire dining room are these 3 20-foot diameter, what just look like glass spheres. Inside of these glass spheres are a variety of different creatures which you have not seen before. The first one, the one closest to the bar, appears to be an eyeball with a tail and wings, and it just floats, not floats, but flaps its wings to stay in midair in the middle of this otherwise empty glass sphere. Its only other contents is hanging from the ceiling of the glass sphere from a chain is a triangle-shaped piece of metal. And you do see that every so often, this creature will wrap its tail around the bottom bar of that triangle and then just hang and fold its wings into itself. And one of the others, you see what appears to be a great cat, like a predator cat, probably like a leopard or a tiger of some sort. It appears to be made entirely of obsidian. Like it looks like its body is solid rock. And it is perched up on a series of jagged black spires that take up the bottom of its glass sphere as it perches up on top of one with this black liquid kind of trickling through the bottom of in between these what look like stalagmites coming up from the bottom of the cage. And then let's see here. And then in the third, you see a creature that resembles a butterfly, like the body of a butterfly, made of solid metal, like a silvery metal with bat wings instead of butterfly wings. And in the bottom of and it looks like in the bottom of its sphere, the bottom is entirely filled with molten lava.
Petra wants to go inspect the spheres at some point. Doesn't have to be right now, but
Yep. Well, they definitely seem to be. This is the central focus, and you do notice lots of people as they are going to their seats to have dinner in the dining room, or when they're done with the dining room. They just kind of like walk around like in like examining these. Like these are definitely a hallmark feature of the dining room of this inn. Um, Against the north wall, next to a grand fireplace, that you do see there is a double door, like double archways, and between the two archways, in this sweeping calligraphy type script, it just says Skull Museum. And then uh, beyond that, further toward the north wall, another archway that above which says the Seawind Theater, and then on the other side of the Skull Museum, an archway that says it leads to the Dancing Plaza. This place is filled with a variety of creatures. You've seen a variety of creatures since your arrival in Sigil a couple of hours ago, but this is. Oh, Logan says he's coming. His computer had a stroke. So, all right, come back soon, buddy. So, where was I? Right. So, Dravis leads you all in, leads you straight up to the bar. Like, all right. Well, we've just ate. Anybody want a drink before we procure rooms, or?
No, I've had enough. I think Xanthion's had enough too, right, Xanthion?
He just nods. Right. All right. So, what's the arrangement? I'm assuming you're gonna bunk up with Trill Sugarloaf.
We're all spooning in one big bed, every single one of us, unless they
Right.
don't want to. Yeah, it's probably just going to be the former. No one else wants to spoon with me. It's fine.
Felix is. I'll spoon with you, Petra,
Oh, cool.
if you want to.
Spoon train.
Do they? Do they have suites here, Dravis? Or is it more individual rooms, or what do they have? Well, let me see what I can do for us.
Do you know if
Sweets
they'll
for
let
the
me
sweets,
stay on
please.
the roof?
Um,
Oh, of course.
what is it you need on the roof there, Emma?
I just like to be on the roof.
Right.
And I don't.
Ways to possibly explode things accidentally in peace while she
Yeah,
like,
that too. There
making-
might be fumes.
potion making. Totally above board. She's certified.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I can ask. Not really sure they even have access to the roof, but I'll see.
Slip them here. Slip them 5 platinum.
Well, I can get up there. I just need to know if anybody's gonna kick me out.
Right. All right. So, well, let me find out. And he goes to speak to the bartender, who also seems to be the man directing traffic and answering questions. Leaving the rest of you to your devices at the bar for a while. And unless there's anything that anybody wants to do while he's gone, he eventually makes his way back and he's like, right, okay, so no suites, it's all just individual guest rooms. Each one can sleep 2 or 3. They said the bed's oversized. So I got to 6 rooms. We can split up however we want. But anyway, we're all up on 3. And they said that, yeah, as long as you don't cause trouble, Emma, the roof's all yours. There's a bit of a veranda up there, so shouldn't be a problem.
Y'all know anywhere I can go to get good potion ingredients?
Well, I mean, you're definitely in the right place. The market ward, I mean, honestly, If you're just looking for raw ingredients, I would suggest the Grand Bazaar. You're going to find a little bit of everything there. Hi, Logan. Welcome back.
I hate technology so much.
Emma.
Yeah.
As you have been at the bar, waiting for Dravis to come back, you find that your eyes keep drifting over to the 3 exhibition spheres.
Exhibition spheres. What was those again?
The ones that contain the unusual animals.
Oh,
These right here.
hold on. I don't have the thing pulled up.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I see him.
Yep. Specifically the one that is actually closest to the bar, the one that has this apparent eyeball with a tail and wings. And as you glance at it, you can't help but feel like you've seen something like this before. But
Can I say again?
no, what were you going to say?
Continue.
But to the best of your recollection, it does not seem that you ever saw one of these in the Feywild that you can recall.
Was it in my book?
Roll an investigation check. Oh, there goes Logan again. And here he is back.
So 15?
15? Yeah, so it's not it's not anything that you have studied. It's not seeing it in a book. You've actually seen one of these things before. Like you remember seeing.
Is anybody walking up to those spheres?
Oh, there's a ton of people. Like it's kind of like as people wait to be seated for their table, or when they're done with their meal, like in and out of the shops against the west wall, in and out of the Skull Museum on the north wall. They also make loops around each exhibition sphere. It's just one of the things that essentially is the anchor of this tourist trap of a hotel.
Are those
so yeah.
bigger on the inside?
Yeah, they are kind of small.
Pun intended, but also genuine question.
Who are you
Yeah,
asking this to?
Curtis.
Who is Petra? That's awesome, by the way. And there goes Logan again.
Dravis?
The exhibition spheres, I think, is
Right.
what Petra's
Yeah.
talking about. Aaron.
Yeah, but I didn't know who Petra was actually asking. So yeah, so Petra, you kind of like gesture toward the exhibition spheres and ask Dravis that, and he just kind of looks over at him and is like, not that I'm aware of.
Are they like
How flexible
cages,
are
or are
they?
they like, what are they? Can you describe them a little more?
So yeah, each one is a 20-foot glass, what appears to be glass sphere, with from what you can see from where you're located is just a solid construction. 2 of the 3 have sort of terrain inside the bottom of the sphere. The
But the
thing
one
that
with the giant eyeball doesn't.
No, the only thing it has is a chain that hangs down with like a metal triangle. And every now and then you will see it wrap its tail around the triangle and pull its wings in when it gets tired of flying. But other than that, nothing.
Is it looking at, is it like watching the people it goes by? What's it doing?
Yeah, for the most part, while it is flying, like when it comes down from its perch, and it's mostly flying, you just see every now and then it'll go up and rest for a while and then come back down. It just sort of hovers and just kind of like as people walk around and like examine the exhibition spheres, it just sort of hovers and will like pick one person and just sort of latch onto them and hold their gaze as they walk around, and then as they walk away it'll just find another person. It seems to be completely docile. The only thing it is doing is looking at people.
I have an idea, and yeah, I don't like those. Can we buy them and let them loose in the handy haversack somehow?
Maybe.
There's way more
Hold
space
on.
in there than in the exhibition spheres, right?
Emma's going to,
Isn't that like a pocket dimension? That's a out of game. Is that would the handy haversack, like the space in it, be bigger than the spheres?
Technically, there's no air in there.
Yeah, that's
Can
the
we
problem.
make that happen?
The haversacks.
The haversack, no. We couldn't fit a large creature in any of the haversack's pockets. I don't think.
I don't think so either, but let me double check.
Okay, just curious.
It is large size, right?
We can. Shift them
Let's see
wherever
here.
their planes are.
The eyeball with wings is considered a tiny creature.
Oh,
The butterfly with bat wings is considered a tiny creature, and the hold on here. And the black granite cheetah is a medium creature.
I'm gonna send a message towards the eye, and I'm just gonna. Can you understand me?
What does this ability entail?
It's just the cantrip message.
Oh, just the message. Got it. All right. And you send a message and receive no response.
Okay. Does it even look towards me or anything?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If your message registered in its mind, it shows no outward appearance of that. So Petra's query, Dravis says, I mean, I'm sure that we probably could negotiate a purchase. Honestly, I'm not certain that we are in any better position to provide for them than the caretakers here.
Oh no, I was just gonna buy them a bigger space to
Right,
keep them
right.
here
I'm-
in the bar. Just
you
better
always
than-
you always had a big heart, Sugarloaf. I can tell you they're incredibly well cared for. They're not in there all the time. There are
Oh.
chirpers. Chirpers does have zoologists, that planar zoologists that are
Cute.
specifically here to tend to them. I mean, yeah, they're here to attract visitors, but I assure you they're well cared for, and they do swap them out several times a year. I mean, yeah, it's a little harsh, but we've all lived in worse conditions.
Doesn't mean we have to put up with other people. Okay, well, I want bigger spheres then. I'm buying them bigger spheres. Bigger spheres, barkeep. How much?
Petra.
She puts 1,000 platinum on
Oh my
the
God.
counter. How do I buy bigger spheres for those creatures?
Emma's walking over there, and Emma scoops up the
It's
money before
I don't need
Petra.
my money alone. It's just money.
No, she's actually no, she's not gonna scoop it up. She's gonna set it down. Petra,
What?
remember the whole thing about keeping a low profile?
Yeah, I'm just giving them money to fix the spheres. I'm not telling them my name. I haven't said anything yet. Let me do this.
And you
Do you not want
notice
them to have bigger spheres?
with each
Huh?
progressive platinum piece that she's stacking on, like there is just a wave of more and more people's heads turning toward the bar as people notice the insane amount of money that is being counted out right in front of their eyes.
Yeah, and if you would have let me just do this really quick, it would have been a lot smoother instead of drawing attention to the fact that now I'm trying to make this purchase regardless. Go eat some cheese.
Emma throws up her hands and walks away.
Barkeep, please buy some bigger spheres. Is this enough?
Give me just 1 second, guys.
Donation to Chirpers Zoological Society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anonymous donation.
All right. So at this
Anonymous
point,
donation by Petra and the backups.
At
That's what the
this-
plaque says.
at this point, as you are trying to get the barkeep's attention, you hear a voice from behind, this kind of a deep, rumbling, very soothing voice that just says, I understand there are some concerns about the exhibition spheres.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to buy bigger ones. They look a little cramped.
So you turn around, and what you see you guys have seen centaurs before. You are familiar with them. This looks like somebody left a centaur in the dryer for too long and it shrank.
A Shetland pony?
Yeah, sort of. The human torso coming up out of the pony or donkey like quadrupedal body of a horse like creature. The face is much more angular, much sharper in features than the centaurs that the party ran into in south of Elmswain 4 years ago out of game, a few months ago in game. And well, one thing that's very interesting is this particular creature is over his humanoid torso is wearing basically a smoking jacket of burgundy crushed velvet with an ascot tied around his neck above the right above where the lapels are, with a golden chain dangling from the lapel into his breast pocket on the jacket. He wears a pair of round wire-rimmed spectacles down on the bridge of his nose. And yeah, he is kind of adorable.
I want this jacket. As she turns around and finishes I just want to buy bigger spheres line.
Absolutely understand, madam, and may I say your concern for the well-being of our creatures is shared. What can I do to put your concerns at rest that these animals are exceptionally well cared for? Oh dear, madam, are you all right? And he whips out a handkerchief and hands it over to Petra. You good, Aaron?
Thank you. Yeah, I've tried to inhale the rest of my coffee. Okay. Bigger spheres?
Yes.
all.
Understood. I give you my own personal assurances as the doorman of Chirpers. I will double check with our planar zoologists to ensure that the living space of each of our creatures is more than adequate for their needs.
Yeah. Give them my card, and it's just gonna be like this ratted, crumpled up old piece of paper that she just has one of, and it just says Petra Sugarloaf on it.
It's like got a work number on the front and then like a hastily scrawled personal
like-
number on
yeah,
the back.
It's like dried up sea salt water, faded. Like she's had it for years, never had a chance to use it yet.
Nice.
That's all. That's the tweet.
Right. Well, I certainly will. And
Well, thank you for humoring me. I know you probably can't do much, but you look very nice.
oh, well, thank you. And should you need anything at all during your stay at Chirpers, reaches into the opposite lapel pocket from the one that the chain is going into, and between two fingers, he hands you a slip of paper as well.
Oh, this one looks way. Is this what they're supposed to look like? No one ever showed me. I just guessed. I should
And
probably have more information on it, huh?
And you look at it, and in this sweeping, eloquent script, it says Phanex Agares, concierge, chirpers, Market Ward, Sigil.
It's pretty good.
You do notice almost immediately it has absolutely no information about how to contact him. It literally is just his name, title, and where he works. But
No phone number.
nope. But
That's fine.
That's all you
Yeah.
need for ascending.
Sure.
true that. True that.
She'll give what was the name again? It was so smooth. I already forgot it.
Phanix Agares.
Thanix Agares. Thank you for your time, for letting me waste your time for this thing that you have no control over. Here's some platinum, and then she'll take the platinum that she had on the counter and like have it and give the other half to them and walk away.
And he
And then
just
she goes in and goes over to the spheres and just kind of stands in the middle and looks at them all.
right.
I
So
guess
yeah.
we should sort out how much money you just threw away.
1,000 platinum. Don't worry, I still have 1,000 left.
Okay.
So yeah. Right. So Dravis just says, right. All right.
Is he
So
still in? Is that the one that's invisible?
no, he has not been invisible since eating at Emil's Happy Tongue. He said
Okay.
that the Market Ward is so incredibly busy and there is so much hustle and bustle that basically you can just disappear in plain sight here.
There we go.
Right. All right. So shall we head up to the rooms, stash our gear? What would you like to do? You seem particularly interested in the eye wing there, Emma. Anything?
Is there a way to talk to that thing? Is it
Um,
intelligent?
I don't rightly. Can you talk to animals?
Yeah.
Then I would imagine that would probably work.
Emma's gonna just start walking over to it.
All right. As you walk up to the exhibition sphere that contains what Dravis has referred to as an eye wing, hovering, flapping its wings, its central eye just locks onto Emma as she approaches.
Emma's just gonna kind of just walk up, start talking to it. Hello.
It doesn't take you long to realize this thing doesn't have a mouth. Its entire central
Yeah.
body structure is literally an eye. So if this thing has a way to vocalize, you are not seeing it on first glance.
Okay.
And the ability to speak with animals and have them speak back actually does require them to be able to make sounds that you can understand. So seems to be a bit of a barrier there.
Yeah. Emma's going to just kind of wave at it, and I'm just kind of watching it.
Yep. Just sort of bobs in midair, just floating, looking at you.
I just imagine Emma just kind of standing there staring. They're just staring at each other. That's all
Yep.
that's happening right now.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So shall we stash our stuff and head out to shop? Do we want to shop tonight? Do we want to shop tomorrow? What's the plan?
If we're meeting them at the co-op first thing in the morning, we should probably take care of everything we need tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, so shop tonight. All right, let's stash whatever we need to stash in the rooms, and we can head out. So as the party would like to accommodate the various bunking arrangements, you are provided 6 rooms. Let's see here. Yeah, so each room has an oversized feather bed, a bowl of cut flowers, and a marble bathtub. Nice rooms, a little bit cramped, a little bit smaller than you were expecting, but well decorated. So the party each takes their whichever assortment of rooms. Dravis does take a room to himself. And then out into the market ward. Let's go shopping. What is everybody after?
The cheapest potion ingredients. So many.
We have so much money. Yeah, let's go find some potions for Emma. I want a new outfit. That's all.
Okay.
I think
So now,
everyone else wants weapons though. Morlo, would you like a shiny new weapon? We'll get your
No, I
shell
would not.
waxed.
I think actually Emma wants to go get clothes with Petra too.
okay.
Maybe a
Let's
big
see.
hat with a giant feather in it.
Now, Marlowe answers Petra and says, "No, I would not, but I will accompany."
Can we get you a cape?
No,
You would look okay, that's fine. I'm getting a cape though.
but you should infer that by no he kind of means yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just get two of the same kind in two different sizes.
just-
If you happen to wear it, or you
I'll
know,
just get a
want-
very large cape that looks really good on you, and I'll just set it right over here.
And if it happens to match and say Petra in the backups and look like a big old Liberace looking cape, and you know, we match, then oops. So, oh well.
All right. So,
So be
Um,
it.
so out into the market ward, Dravis leads you. Let's see here. So for potion ingredients, Emma, Dravis says that the best place to probably find potion ingredients would just be in the Great Bazaar, but you also have passed that establishment called Ensign's Discount Elixirs, like the cheap, unusual potion shop, that is not too far from Emil's Happy Tongue.
Was that
little-
that one place that had that Emma was like, isn't a potion of resist water breathing, resist drowning? And I was like, I can make a potion of water breathing. Is that one?
Yeah, this one right here.
I want to know what a potion of. I'm gonna go to that. I want to know what a potion of drowning resistance is, if it's any different.
Right. Okay. So there is a stop at Ensign's Discount Elixirs.
Can Marlowe was what you just said, was that in game or was that table?
No, that's in game. You guys are aware of the existence of this shop.
Because you know how Marlowe feels about magic, but he hears drowning resistance and is like, drowning. That's something that I would never. So he's actually curious about this. This magic.
Awesome. Okay.
We'll
so
get him 10.
and
Anti-drowning potion doesn't let you breathe underwater. It just makes it to where you can't suffocate.
That's but like Marlowe being the Tortugal person he is, has to hold his breath. I mean, it can be for hours at a time, but still, he is, to him, it's no different than us holding our breaths for 45 seconds underwater, or Logan probably longer.
Petra totally supports
Maybe.
it. She's like, I'll get him 10.
I think I actually have a potion of water breathing. I do not.
Sort of handicapping the party in your shopping excursions. Dravis does insist on keeping the party together, as he has done since the arrival in Sigil. But leading you through to various places in the market ward, saving the Great Bazaar for last. because it is going to take a while to get it takes a while to navigate the Great Bazaar. It is by far the most chaotic place to shop in the market ward. He does.
I kind of want to play out meeting with this Ensign's discount elixirs.
Oh yeah. We're getting to that. I'm just kind of
Okay.
like giving an overview of everything that you note in the market ward, kind of the places of the places of interest. The first of which is an absolutely massive structure of a building, almost more designed to be more like a fortress than anything else. Like everything else in the market ward is very like open and accessible and inviting you in, and the edifice of this building reminds you of sort of the on a grander scale like the Guards Corps keep of Wells Grove, just how it is just a massive stone structure with parapets and definitely designed for security, with a sign over the front door that says Bank of Abathor Incorporated, and then under that in smaller script, Central Branch. Some other places that you're moved past, there is a bathhouse called the Flame Pit. There is the Great Gymnasium, which Dravis points out to be the headquarters of the Transcendent Order faction. Let's see here. Multiple clothing shops. There is a very interesting building called Tivum's Antiquities, which is a brick tower, and along the side of the brick tower, winding up the side and around the building, the name of the building is literally built into the building in different colored bricks, and the effect kind of is reminiscent of the winding spire that Gadamer Galyagar lives in, because it does give the appearance of like twisting the tower as it goes up. A couple of other interesting facades that you go walk past. There is one building that has an iron door above which reads the inscription "Mourn not for death, but for birth." And that the sign hanging out over that inscription says Zach's Corpse Curing, taxidermy of all sorts. But yeah, heading into Ensign's Discount Elixirs, the time now is getting to be what passes for evening in Sigil, since there is no sunlight or moonlight. The light that is just sort of seeming to emanate from everywhere and nowhere is growing dimmer. So you're moving towards something that passes for evening, you suppose. But Ensign's Discount Elixirs is still just absolutely packed to overflowing in this building. You do see a man behind a back counter in what is actually a cramped little potion shop, with dozens of people just jockeying for position, trying to get up to place their orders, as he, with the most efficiency that he can manage, taking an order, getting what the person asked for, taking the coin, and then shooing them out the door. And what is Emma wanting to do in the potion?
Emma's going to come up and she's gonna kind of look at the menu. How is a potion of drowning resistance different from a potion of water breathing?
It only lasts for a minute. How many can I get you?
Oh. I don't really want that. What's this potion of blue hue? What
It turns you
does it do?
blue.
I'll take 10.
It turns you blue?
Yes. Let's see. Potion of drowning resistance is a limit 1.
She'll fork over the dough. How much was it? Sorry.
75 gold.
Okay. Here you go, Morlo. 10 potions of drowning resistance.
Now, is there some kind of a this is table. Is there some kind of a multiplier that would apply to Morlo because he can clearly hold his breath for a minute? Should I roll underwater breathing check?
For what?
Like, well, because they given me the potion and it said it to hold your breath for a minute.
Yep.
But Morlo can already do that. So is there a total multiplier?
Basically, to the best of your knowledge, what this would do is when you're done being able to hold your breath, after that you would be able to breathe water for 1 minute before you would have to surface.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
it
probably
doesn't.
easier.
It doesn't just prevent you from drowning. It literally lets you breathe water.
Yeah.
But whereas a
Oh, yeah.
potion of water breathing, I think, lasts for an hour, this lasts for 1 minute.
Well, like if you pick up 2 5-hour energies, do you get 1 10-hour rage?
Continuous
or do you get,
burst of energy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yes. Or do you get, yeah.
And a
It's
heart
rage or
attack.
10 hours. Exactly.
So yeah, and it was limit 1, so you get 1 potion of drowning resistance.
Morlo takes it like a non-Catholic taking the little cookie at church.
Yeah, so going over what all of these actually do. The potion of small animal control is similar to a potion of animal control. It can only be used on animals no larger than a normal rat, and it lasts, and it can 1 to 4 of those creatures. You can control 1 to 4 of those creatures. A potion of limited invisibility works like a potion of invisibility, but it only works at nighttime or in partial dim light, and then only for 1d3 turns. The potion of limited healing is similar to a potion of healing, except you only recover 1d6 points of damage. The potion of blue hue, it is similar to a potion of rainbow hues, but you can only become light blue. Drowning resistance we have already covered, and that is literally.
Do you have any other colors?
No, just blue. It's potion of blue hue. How many can I get you?
10.
Sure. It'll be 100 gold.
I'm gonna buy 100 gold worth of blue potions of blue hue, and I'm gonna see if I can turn them into other colors.
I love local business supporting.
Yep. So just mark down, and it will there. You cannot look this up in the magical items of D&D Beyond. Just in your notes, specify that you have 10 potions of blue hue.
Yeah, I figured. I didn't think it would be in the inventory. Oh, does it not have a little other possessions? There it is. All right, I'm good.
All right. Cool. Anybody else buying any of these discount potions?
Xanthion, do you want to be blue? I'll buy you a blue one.
Who has the least hit points in our party?
Why are you blue?
Probably Felix, right? Isn't he the squishiest?
Felix actually has a fair number of hit points because of his con mod.
Oh, okay. I'm
hold
at
on.
78.
I think it's
I have
Petra.
109.
Okay, Petra,
What?
add 2 Kyotum's ointment to your inventory.
Thanks.
And 1 potion of greater healing.
Ugh, I gotta carry all of this.
It's gonna keep you alive.
Ugh, that's like a lot to carry. Fine, I'm finding something with pockets because I've got no pockets on this bitch.
Doesn't Petra have the haversack?
Oh yeah, no. Wait,
Yeah, you do.
does she? Oh shit. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was almost
I
certain
thought I
that
had
she
given
did.
it back. No?
No, because
Okay.
you did give it back, but then we retconned it to where Titus stayed.
Okay.
Yeah, and included in
Oh,
that
right,
was
right,
the yeah, because that would have been a real dick move on my part to have Titus have the have the haversack and then like basically steal half of the party's inventory because Ben decided to stop playing the campaign. So
You
yeah,
know,
no.
I had already accepted it. I mean, happy day. I have the handy haversack. Okay, so forget all of that then. I still want pockets though. Darn it.
It has pockets.
Yeah, no, she wants an outfit with pockets too, though. Like all pockets.
Let me see here.
Fisherman's vest.
Trill has
What are we looking for?
93. So yeah, Trill has significantly more hit points than
Yeah.
Petra does. Let me see how many Felix has. Yeah, because I think Petra has a con mod of 0, so she just has base hit points.
I at least got a con mod of 1.
We were trying to figure out who has the most hit points.
Yeah, Felix has 96. So yeah. Yeah, it would be Petra. All right. So and then potions acquired. What else are we looking for as we go shopping?
Do you think?
I'm looking for a ring of amidity.
A ring of what?
Amidity?
I thought you said humidity.
It's from Bigby's.
Let's see here.
Amidity.
Hey, Trill.
Yeah.
Would there be any do you remember Shannon?
Hmm?
Do you remember when I wanted Emma got Trill to combine the staff of the Python and the staff of the Adder, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about also adding in the immovable rod to that.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to. Emma would want to talk to Trill, and see if he needs any supplies to do that, or that would help with it.
I think I've got everything I need, assuming you've got a movable rod.
Yeah, I do, and Emma's like holds one up.
Okay. I could probably figure something out.
I just imagine Trill taking the immovable rod, duct taping it to the staff
what I was
of
just
the
thinking.
Adder, and handing it back.
I like the idea that this awesome charm that Emma's floating around on, it isn't these two magic items like craftily combined with each other. It's still just two staffs, duct taped.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
If it ain't
amazing.
broke, don't fix it.
But what's that thing you were looking for?
Xanthion?
All right.
I need to
Ring of
consolidate.
amidity.
I need to consolidate my magic items into one attunement slot,
All right.
so I can have more magic items.
Giants in play. Giants.
So, weapons next or clothing next?
I'm looking for 2 specific items, and the ring's one of them.
Okay, so jewelry. What's the other thing?
Christian!
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 Honestly, I could benefit greatly from just magical armor. I need armor class.
I come to you now. The turn of the tide.
Hi.
Hello. The tide probably hasn't turned, but hey, I'm here.
We're shopping.
Yay,
Oh, you're
shopping.
so cool.
Say what?
Shopping.
Sorry, I was reading about that ring that Xanthion wants to get. It's really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, my idea is to the bond be Morlo, so both of our frontline fighters are connected.
Look,
if
Logan just
Shannon lets me
wants
have
to
it.
keep building upon his size.
That's a really
I
cool.
love it.
That'd be really cool.
It's a very good item.
That's fun. Christian, anything you need to get while we're out?
Sorry,
Milk,
my
eggs. Patrick Softener.
Can you find my dad?
I mean, I'll add him to the list.
Okay, he said he was going
We're
to the
on the
gas
Daddy
station.
Issues tour, remember, honey?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Petra and the Backups, Daddy Issues World Tour.
He said he was going to get cigarettes. That was 7 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He
All
must
right.
have a real big problem with smoking.
If y'all wouldn't mind catching Christian up, I'm going to take 5 because I got to use the restroom, get a refill of water. So I will be right back.
I'm gonna take off. I've got to go to the Quad Cities, so I'm.
Oh,
probably
okay. Bye, Scott.
Wait,
Love you, buddy.
hold on. Before Scott leaves,
Yeah.
so I just found a magic item. It's a shield. It's called the Shield of the Tortoise. So I say we just rip off his shell and give it to Morlo. More AC.
That's horrifying.
Or we just have him hold a shield also.
That's boring.
Is now a
Oh
bad
my
time to
God.
say that I'm a PETA representative?
Yeah, I vote you double shield.
Does that fall under PETA?
Double package.
I mean, Marlo's like a full dude.
Oh,
I
we're
mean-
supposed to catch Christian up.
This is true.
And when I
Let
say
me
we,
start
I mean
with-
someone else other than me.
Let me start. With
I've been gone
Christian.
for half the session.
What's up?
Christian Morlo is actually curious about a potion. I'll start with that.
Curious about a potion?
A potion.
Yeah,
you know
like
how,
a magic item.
Oh.
how Morlo is very like he does not trust anything magical. But he actually is holding 10 of them right now.
Okay.
If we
Oh.
find a weapon, do you want a new weapon, Scott, for Morlo? Since you're leaving,
No,
do you want us to find you something?
Morlo has Morlo has the glaive, of course, as
Mhm.
well as the 2 throwing axes, and he's very comfortable and efficient with those. So, I mean, I can't say no if you find. I mean, the glaive has significant sentimental meaning to Morlo, so that he'll never get rid of that. But that if you find something that could make the throwing axes, like I'm talking little hatchets, like that you could not chop a tree down with them. If you could find, maybe something a better ranged weapon, Morlo would not be opposed to that.
Get him some +2 hand axes.
Ranged weapon, yeah. Okay. I'll
We
look
should
for
just
some-
get his glaive enchanted.
Yeah,
we
that's what I
could
was
do
thinking
that.
too. Maybe we can just enchant. it.
Morlo would refuse. No magic on the glaive.
Oh, on the glaive. That's right. No magic. That's... Okay.
Well,
Well,
no magic
Scott
on the glaive.
Yeah.
Scott
but
thinks it's
are
really
you okay
cool,
with
but
magic
Morlo would be
items?
terrified. That would taint the value of the glaive in Morlo's mind. So Morlo says no, but Scott thinks that's a really cool idea,
Okay.
especially after playing
so-
God of War Ragnarok. Okay, guys, I gotta go.
All right, we'll
Bye.
see you, Scott. Drive safe.
Bye.
We're looking for throwy choppy items. We're looking for a ring. We're looking for what else? Emma, I think you said something about armor? Or
Yeah,
Chid?
but that's just me.
Yeah, well, I was just curious. I just want to hear what everyone's looking
I
for.
need
Oh.
armor just in general. I'm still running around with fucking 15 armor class.
That's
Hmm.
hilarious.
Oh, we should actually try to
Yeah,
catch Christian up.
so-
Sorry.
That's fine. You're
So-
all right.
I don't remember the name of the ally we ran into.
Obed Valaxi?
No,
Not Obed. Talavin
Talavin.
Ryanmar?
Yeah.
Talavin.
So
Reinhard.
Talavin, we met Talavin at this food court place we were at, right? He was like really hesitant to come over and talk to us and join us because he knew that when they were in hell hunting down Madame Verine, someone betrayed them and set them up. But of course, we know who it was. It was Obed Valaxi, and so we were able to tell him that and get his trust back. And he and the person he was with came over and sat with us. He told us how he has been unable to get back to Zekarist.
Oh joy.
Yeah, he'd been trying for weeks, I guess, and just
I'm gonna run to the
yesterday
restroom.
made it to Sigil. Where he met up with an ally, Mordenkainen.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, So we agreed to meet them tomorrow morning at I forgot what it's called, the Planar Energy Cooperative. Because I think maybe they've hatched some sort of plan for getting back to Zekarist.
Well, if anybody's gonna do that morning, Kanan would be the character to use.
Yeah. So
Okay, so now we're just on shopping spree, right? Just
yeah, now
prepping.
we're just gathering up anything we might need before we go take the next step. So
Into the unknown.
If we could find like some god slaying bullets. No,
That would be great.
Probably not. Okay.
The other item I'm looking for is the Warhorn of Valor.
Ooh, I know that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It just fits with Xanthion's theme really well.
All right, everybody caught up?
Yeah,
Excellent, wonderful.
Yep.
Welcome, Christian.
it's good to be back.
All right. So, what is the order of operations for the shopping trip?
Go with everybody else, and then I'll just go last.
Okay.
Dravis
I mean,
knows
I
the
got
way,
my
so Petra will
two.
follow Dravis.
Okay.
I got the two items I know I'm looking for, so unless anyone has anything pressing, I'd like to find those or try to.
Okay, so let's go to Xanthion's destination first.
Yeah.
The Ring of Humidity.
Humidity, and if I can
Xanadu
find
needs
it,
the Ring of Humidity.
Pretty much. And if I can find it, the Warhorn of Valor.
Did you say the War
Also,
Horn of
if I-
Valor?
Yeah.
Okay, just clarify.
Also, if I can afford it.
Oh, we'll afford it.
All right. And what is everybody else looking for?
Petra's looking for throwing choppy axes for Morlo.
I would like to get a case of bullets of minor god slaying.
Just casually.
No.
And Petra wants a root beer float. That's it. No, and clothing. And that's it.
It's just the clothing.
Right.
Clothing and a
right.
root beer float.
Okay. And what this represents is basically Dravis is querying the entire party on what is wanted. So because he's trying to plot the course through the market ward, and so he's like, all right, okay, so that's and Felix, what are you after?
Well, just I'll go along and see if anything piques my curiosity.
Right. Okay. Well, we know that Emma wants potion ingredients. We'll get those in the Great Bazaar. But looking for a variety of specific items like this. Well, all right, let's go see what Lou's up to. Come on, follow me. And he starts weaving his way through the market ward away from the discount elixir shop, weaving back through some of the various locations that you guys had already come past to get to the elixir shop, leading you back to that brick tower with the winding name up the side built into the bricks that says Tivum's Antiquities. And he leads you in through the front door and immediately into what just looks like a hoarder's nightmare. Just shelves and racks and tables of just a random assortment of knickknacks and oddities and basically just junk. Just absolute just junk is what immediately meets your eyes as you enter this establishment. The smell is that sort of musty but not unpleasant smell of a thrift shop when you first walk in, and it's just like years and years of mixed age of the items in front of you. It's incredibly cramped. The shelves are so close together and they're stacked so high that it is sort of maze-like as you're going through. And there doesn't appear to be anybody working. You do see some people just sort of meandering through the stacks of various things. But as far as somebody that seems to be a central proprietor, nothing that you can tell that matches that description. But once you have come into the shop a bit, Dravis yells out in a pretty booming voice, like, "Lou, are you around?" And then you hear a crash from one of the back far corners of the store from where the main entrance is. And you just hear this muffled but discernibly audible voice just go, "Oh, damn it. Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'll be right there. I've got to clean this up. Give me a moment. Oh, dear." Same old Lou. Well, if anybody can find what we're looking for, it's going to be her.
And how do we know Lou?
From back in the day. She was the closest thing I had to a friend.
Okay. Excited to meet her.
And after a few moments, with a pronouncement of the approach of a series of things falling off of shelves, a couple of shattering sounds, a few like knocking sounds of somebody knocking into something, around the corner from this stack of antiques and junk, you see this old dark-skinned tiefling with this curly shock of white hair above her horns that curl up and over and back. The hair sort of looking like maybe it had a bad perm a few weeks ago and has just been left to just to go. A buttoned up silk blouse that is misbuttoned so that it's kind of like hanging cockeyed on her form, and then this plaid dress that flirts with the bottom of the floor. As this old tiefling comes around, she's got these thick, like Coke bottle glasses, and she's just kind of like peering through. And when she looks at you just right, it makes her eyes seem to take up the entirety of the glass lenses. And she's like, "Right, who is?" And she just looks, and she and Dravis look at each other and just, "Well, I'll be. Dravis, is that you?" And she gets like so close that she's like almost nose to nose. And Dravis is like, "Hey, it's me, Lou. I'm back." "Well, if you're not just a sight for sore eyes. And she just kind of drapes her arms over Dravis's shoulders and just brings him in for a very awkward hug. Oh, and you brought friends. And she just, for the first time, Lou kind of looks over the rest of the party. Yeah, this is Petra and the backups.
We hear you're the first. You're the origin. You are friend zero of my mentor Dravis here. I have so much to learn from you.
Oh, I don't know about that, dear. I just kicked his ass one time when I found him trying to shoplift.
Even better.
Right, well, it made me get better, Lou, so... Well, I'm sure it did. So, you're back. Does the harmonium know? No, and I'd like to keep it that way. Right, okay. So what brings you back? Well, really, I don't need to know that, because probably better for me to keep up plausible deniability if the harmonium comes knocking. So, don't worry so much about that. What brings you into the shop? Well, we might have to fight a power. Oh. And she just kind of like glances like one of those Felix the Cat clocks where the eyes just kind of scan over and scan back. And she's like, right.
But we're paying customers this time.
Oh, we're long past that, honey. Dravis more than worked off his debt. Really? That's... Dravis, you're sure about this? Well, I don't really have much of a choice. We've got a whole world that's threatened. Maybe more. I don't know.
No one else will if we don't.
Well, all right. So something to fight a god. I'm gonna go check the upper floors. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? And Dravis recounts what has been thus far communicated to me as being what is being sought after. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs and see what I've got hidden away up there. Feel free to peruse. Look over the shop, honeys. Just try not to break anything. I'll be back. And she just kind of waddles off. As she turns the first corner, her hip knocks into the side of the shelf. A little glass bottle falls off, shatters. You hear kind of disappearing in through toward the back of the shop where the stairway is, and you just kind of hear something smack into something else, like a loud thump. Like, oh, yeah, that toe's broken. Okay, that's all right. I wasn't using it anyway. Right. Okay, so, yeah, have a look around, see if you can find anything worth having, while Lou looks for us.
Could I make an investigation check, just like picking around?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
A 13.
13. You do see several knickknacks of not necessarily artifice, but kind of like bordering on it, like sort of like kind of getting into like maybe Tinker Gnome area, where it's like the mechanical apparatus of certain, like, and I'm talking trinkets. I'm talking about like maybe a toy top that spins but is actually a perpetual motion machine. That sort of stuff where it's just kind of like blurring the lines between being like true magic, true artifice, and just like maybe something neat that somebody would keep on their desk. That sort of stuff. A few a few odds and ends of what looks to be maybe used to be somebody's arcane turret but is now just broken and disregarded. Things like that. A few obviously spent magic wands that are now basically just going to be used as bookmarks or whatever. Doesn't seem to be very much of value on these bottom floors of what appears to be about a 7-story tower.
Trill will ask. Trill will definitely just kind of busy himself fiddling around with some of those trinkets while we're
Yep.
waiting.
All right. And Dravis does float the idea that while Lou is looking for trying to procure as much of the shopping list as she can, asking Emma if she would like to go to the Great Bazaar to look for potion ingredients.
Yeah.
All right. So unless anybody just wants to hang out in Trivum's Antiquities, you can head to the Great Bazaar, which is an absolutely just expansive open air market, offering any variety of goods that you could possibly want. And specifically, Emma is looking for potion ingredients to make what?
Well, I'd like to maybe do something with those dragon teeth.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I have enough to make a lot of stuff. Is there anything I could get? Would there be any sort of equipment I could buy, like an advanced alchemist supplies or something that could make make it go faster, make me be able to make more potions? Since I don't have that high intelligence mod, if I could supplement that with my wallet.
Gotcha. Make an investigation check, because now we're just kind of like looking for random things like that.
6.
Doesn't. So the Great Bazaar.
Well, I'm gonna ask around too.
Right. Yeah, that's included in the investigation check. That's part of the process. Like asking around, looking around. It does seem that what the Great Bazaar has to offer is mostly going to be your like most basic necessities. Like, this is not an area for like specialized equipment. This is not an area for like contraptions of convenience. The Great Bazaar is where you go if you want to get your spell potion ingredients, or you're looking for purchasing something in bulk or something like that. There are plenty of places around that would be like specifically to catering to alchemists and herbalists, and would probably sell the type of equipment you're talking about, but it wouldn't be in the Great Bazaar. Like, think about the Great Bazaar is sort of like every 80s and 90s action adventure movie that you've ever seen, where they're in anywhere in anything closely resembling the Middle East, and they're out in like the middle of all of these stalls with all sorts of different things to be offered for sale. So like plenty of everything to be had, but this is the sort of place that would be picking up the equipment.
I would go
the
to
player's
like
hand.
an actual potion shop for that, not
Exactly. Yep. And there is no shortage of them in the
but these
market.
are
for it.
stands. These are
These are
people
stands.
come
These
in.
are market stalls. Exactly.
Okay.
So like a lot of artisans, a lot of people who will paint your caricature for 5 gold, lots of basic goods and necessities, but nothing specialized.
All right. Is there any sort of like if there's any like bulk, if there's anybody selling potion ingredients in bulk or anything like that, that would be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have in your examination looking for anybody that might actually sell like equipment to hasten the brewing of potions. There are tons of people who are specifically only here as potion ingredient merchants. So finding whatever you want is not going to be a problem.
I'm gonna go to the bigger of them, bigger of whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and there's any number to choose from.
And you can go to somebody else. I'm actually gonna pull up that potion list thing.
Yeah, and we can just do that after the fact as far
Yeah.
as what you want for ingredients. We'll just figure that out by
Sounds good.
text or something like that. Right. So what else? While the party waits for Lou at Trivum's Antiquities to rustle up some stuff to kill a god, what else is the party interested in shopping for? Clothes? There are plenty of tailors throughout the market ward catering to the latest styles and fashions from any number of worlds or planes.
All right.
Can I
let's go
buy
shopping.
Fallout 4 power armor?
No.
Damn it. I'm probably am gonna buy armor because I'm like I said, I'm chilling with fucking 15 armor class. So
Maybe we can find some Fey Realm armor.
the only Fey armor is kind of underwhelming.
Have you got any restrictions on what armor you can wear, Emma? I know you're a hugger. That
Yeah,
probably
can't have metal.
probably means metal is right out because it probably interferes with your tree hugging or whatever it is that you do. Right. So, well,
I have a great idea.
what's
let's
that?
buy Emma, let's buy you 2 shields. They don't have to be metal, but then we'll take them to a blacksmith and have or whoever and have them punch a couple holes in them to attach some leather belts at the top so that there's a belt for each shoulder that you can hang both shields off front and back so that you could just wear 2 shields. You could just wear 2 shields.
Do you want to turn me into Morlo?
Yeah,
I have a-
literally exactly that. Yeah.
I have a
I'm
drill. I'd probably do
Good.
that.
I'm good. No, thank you.
I mean, we can find something lightweight like coconut. Coconuts are pretty tough, right?
Hey, Shannon.
Yeah.
Question. Would mithril apply to the no metal thing if it's like a magical metal?
Yeah, still metal, even if
Okay.
it's like yeah. Yeah, so really your best bet is either going to be like enchanted like magic studded leather or magic leather or something like that, just like magically enhanced armor that you can already wear. Or something like dragon scale mail that's made out of a substance that is not metal.
Okay.
All right.
Or what about like getting a cloak or a ring or something that would just give you some magical protection?
Jewelry would be fun. That is admittedly a better idea than strapping 2 shields to your front and back.
I would agree.
Less creative, but you know, it's neither here nor there.
I mean, we could do both.
It's fine.
Like Trill's already pulling the tools he would need.
No, 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 no. They don't want it.
All right. So, as far as clothing goes, there is any number of, options for the clothes. Unless you guys want to role play clothes shopping, we can just kind of say whatever look you're going for is absolutely attainable at reasonable prices.
Petra buys everyone a matching cloak.
Trill gets a cowboy hat.
Nice.
And a feather in it. He puts a feather in the cowboy hat. Yeah, the fashion is incredibly out there.
That's that is seriously, that's like the hat equivalent of a mullet. It's like party in the front, party in the back, business in the front. It's like I am a redneck and of a high fashion at the same time.
So yeah, everyone gets matching capes. Very, very bright blue. And it says Petra in the backups on the back. Okay, capes.
Easy enough to do.
Can I find a can I find a set of Heward's hireling armor that would have a higher bonus than +1?
Sorry, a set of what?
A Heward's hireling armor. Basically, it's a bag of holding that is armor.
Is that on D&D Beyond?
Yeah. Lost Laboratory of Qualsh is what it's in.
Heward's is in Heward's handy haversack as well. Same spelling.
Yeah. Actually, I might just get another fucking bag of holding, because at that point, I have enough money.
It's just armor that has really big pockets. That's amazing.
No, I'm not gonna get that.
All right. So
Can I find +3 armor? Just
yeah,
flat normal +3 armor. How much would that cost?
What type of armor?
Like studded leather. I mean, it's as long as it's. Wait, I have proficiency with medium armor. When did I get that? I get that from Druid.
I think Warlock has proficiency with medium armor, and that was your base class.
Oh. Well, I was sitting here thinking I could only have light armor for some reason.
Problem is, almost all medium armor is metal.
I'll figure it out. I don't want to take up too much time.
All right. So but you said +3 studded leather? Is that what you said?
Well, that might not be what I get. That's why I said I'll figure it out. I mean, if anything, we can do it over text later.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. There is one place actually that Dravis does mention as possibly being of interest to Xanthion, possibly Felix, definitely Morlo, but any of the more martial oriented characters. There is a weapons and armor shop in the South Market Ward close to the Flame Pits called the Severed Head that specializes in a rather luxury item of weapons and armor that is crafted from Batoran green steel, which is steel harvested from Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells. And it's sort of a status symbol throughout Sigil. If you carry a Batoran green steel weapon or wear Batoran green steel armor, it just kind of means you're well-to-do, hoity-toity. But functionally, it reduces bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage by 2. And for armor and weapons crafted from green Batoran steel, use the next size higher damage die. So like a longsword would be a D10 instead of a D8.
Does that mean if you two-hand one of those weapons as a longsword, you just roll a d12 instead of a d10?
Yeah, it's it would be a D10 and a D12 instead of a D8 and a D10 on longsword.
Wow, that's great. Anything for arrows?
Yeah, it would be whatever the next higher damage die is for the bow that you're using or the arrow that you're using. I think, are arrows flat or do they do more damage if you're in a long bow versus a short bow?
I think it's longbow versus short bow.
So yeah, so arrows crafted with a tip of green Batoran steel would be a D10 instead of a D8.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out then.
So the shop itself, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but so what would be the die step up for like a great sword or a great axe?
D20.
Oh,
Or sorry, no, great sword would be 2D8 because it's 2D6. Great axe would be 1D20.
That's still very good.
Yep.
Wow.
It's an interesting establishment. So it's located near the Flame Pits, which is a bathhouse in the Southern Market Ward, and off of a side street from the Flame Pits. The building itself is green and metal. You can't tell if it's actually constructed of Batoran green steel or it's just like that's the look they're going for. But the sign over the door is a wrought, like sticking out of the wall is what looks to be a clawed, scaled hand, discernibly supposed to be in the semblance of a devil's hand, and it's clutching the hair of a hanging severed head that is in mid scream, and then underneath the severed head, hanging out of the bottom, basically, is the sign that says that the name of the establishment is this. This is not a place for subtlety. But so yeah, it's like claw.
It sounds like my
hair,
house around
head.
Halloween.
Yeah, very much a vibe of the old Hyrule Manor around Halloween. Yes, 100%. It's yeah, it's definitely. This is not an area. This is not a location that is prone to subtlety or it's kind of a barbarian's dream come true, because you walk in and it is just racks and racks of weapons and armor, wall to wall. The scent immediately upon crossing the threshold is that of sulfur and pitch. But yeah, there are any number of weapons to be had here if anyone is interested in picking up a Batoran green steel armament.
There wouldn't happen to be a robe of the Archmagi anywhere, would there?
You can definitely try to find one.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a bundle of arrows. So like 10.
Felix, is anything tickling your fancy?
Hang on.
Okay, so you can purchase whatever it is you want. Just let me know what you want it to be. The cost is 100 times the normal cost of the weapon that you are purchasing. So take whatever the normal cost of a bundle of arrows is and multiply it by 100. Same with whatever weapon. So, Yeah, anything times 100. And then those of you that buy one, I will add it as an item to your character sheet and equip it for you.
All right, I'm buying 10, so I'm spending 1,000 gold. 1,200 gold, sorry.
For 10 bundles, or what are you doing here?
For 10 arrows.
For 10 arrows, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we find some throwing axes for Morlo. Anyone else getting a new weapon? Oh, should we look for something for Ed?
He typically Exagora fights with daggers, so
Look for something pointy and short, stabby.
Hey.
Yes.
What if how many dragon teeth did I get? You just told me I had several.
let's see here. Uh, 10. You have 10 dragon teeth.
What if we turned those all into throwing daggers for Exagora? I'm sure we could find a smith to do it.
That would be sweet.
That would be cool as fuck.
That's a scathingly brilliant idea.
All right. So we have got all right. So I'm just going to make a note of this and actually do the adding to the character sheets later. So Xanthion is buying 10 Baetoran green steel arrows, right? Is anybody else buying any new weapons?
This is sorry, different, but I just wanted to see if Petra would be able to enchant her instrument or fortify it or upgrade it or something.
Okay.
The one that she has. Beef it up a little bit. Add a little beef and beans and sour cream and salsa.
So what kind of enchantment are you looking for?
I don't know. That's as far as I got with that idea. I will look it up and let you know, I guess. Or is there things to choose from in?
I mean, there are some magic items that are instruments. Specifically the instruments of the bards are the ones that come to mind. But also you could just look. You could basically have it enchanted sort of the way that like magic items are enchanted, so that you would get like a plus to your performance checks with that instrument, or just whatever, just kind of like the sky's the limit as far as what you're wanting to enchant it to do.
Okay, and then she wants to buy Exagora. And what is his instrument of choice?
Oh crap, what does he play? That's a really good question.
Isn't it I thought it was a wind instrument of some sort, but I could be wrong.
Let's see here. Exagora.
Petra will buy instruments for everybody if they want to go find something they like too.
How much is a scimitar of speed?
Exagora's instrument is the lute.
Okay, so she will get to Luton. She'll find a loot for Exagora and
She will get to Luton. Got it.
get to Luton, find a loot for Exagora, find throwing axes for Morlo, and instruments for anybody who wants one, since no one else has any, I don't think.
Let's see here.
Hello, I is back. Sorry.
No worries.
And Felix gets a fancy hat.
The fanciest.
Petra's buying instruments for everyone. What does Felix want?
A grand piano.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see you figure out how to lug that around.
I just imagine like we're all a bunch of traveling minstrels, and then you just see Morlo like pushing a giant cart with Felix just tickling the ivories.
It's good. Yeah, it's definitely on wheels. That's for
Hey,
sure.
Shannon,
Yeah.
how much is a scimitar of speed?
Oh, sorry. I heard you. I'm looking it up.
So we're not in the antiquities shop. I apologize. I've been running interference with my nephew. He's here and he's 4, so he's very energetic.
Are we in the bazaar still? Or
Currently basically what's happening is
weapons?
well, it's sort of the party is just floating throughout the market ward, waiting to go back to Trivum's Antiquities, because Lou said she was going to take a look and see what she could find. So basically it's a shopping episode. You just tell me what you're interested in shopping for, and I will work it into the narrative.
Okay, Felix probably would have stayed at Lou's and just sort of slowly worked his way up a little bit if he's able to.
Gotcha.
Because it was a tower, correct?
Yep, 7 stories.
Okay, yeah, he would just sort of slowly peruse up the tower as far as he's permitted to go.
Nobody happens to be selling Baba Yaga's mortar and pestle, are they?
Oh God, are you gonna ask for the hand and eye and Vecna? Or maybe the tome of vile darkness?
I mean, I absolutely guarantee you that that you cross various establishments where they are claiming to sell Baba Yaga's mortar and pestle. What you actually get for what you pay them is anybody's guess. All right, Scimitar of Speed. 6,000 gold.
So that's 60,000?
Oh no, sorry. There are no magical weapons to be found at the Severed Head. I mean, in the market ward, you are able to find a merchant selling a Scimitar of Speed for the cost of 6,000 gold.
Oh, then I'm going to get that.
All right. Mark off 6,000 gold. Give yourself a Scimitar of Speed. when leaving Felix at Trivum's Antiquities, Dravis is hesitant to let Felix stay behind on his own and adamant that he not leave the building by himself. Like,
Of course.
I'll let you stay here if you promise not to leave.
Of course. She's safe, isn't she?
Yes, she's safe, so I know
That's-
you're safe here.
That's why I kind of assumed to stay back.
Ah, right. Good man. Pat you on the cheek.
Is there
Uh,
anything maybe like I'm not exactly expecting to find a robe of the Archmagi, but if there's anything that's like a weaker version, like it just flat bonuses to AC or spell save, it's great for me.
so like a cloak of protection?
No, I have one of those.
Okay.
If I could anything that adds to spell DC or AC.
Bloodwell Vial.
That's only for
Sorcerer.
sorcerers.
Well, there is a
Oh, that's
warlock
right.
equivalent.
I forget that was only for sorcerers.
So
There
are
is a
you
warlock equivalent.
yeah, Rod of the Pact Keeper. Are you looking for but are you looking for it to be your warlock spells or your druid spells?
Yeah, it's not much use in buffing my warlock spells.
Right.
But that's not even something I'm really interested in. I mean, hell, if I can find a robe of the Archmagi, if I can get that, that'd be great. I'd love that. But
Roll
I
me
understand if that's a no.
first things first, roll me an investigation check.
Come on. Oh, that's an 8.
Okay. Now roll me a percentile die.
Okay.
Let me know if you roll 100.
That's a 2.
Yeah, no, not to be found.
Damn.
All right. Any other shopping to be done?
Can I find winged boots?
Can find what?
Winged boots.
Winged boots.
I in one D&D game I about got killed using winged boots, so be careful.
I sent you a list of things I want to get for people in Messenger.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
you get to it.
Gotcha.
No rush.
Gotcha.
If you have any questions, let me know.
You find every single one of those. Mark off 140 gold pieces for everything.
Dang.
Now, are we talking about like on the accordion? Are we talking about a full size accordion or like one of the little ones that's like the
Little ones.
Yeah, it's like an
Little.
or like a hexagon or something and you
Yep,
Yeah.
hexagonal, agonal.
That's amazing. Okay.
Okay, how much
Yep.
was it? 140?
140. 140 gold.
Thanks. That would be.
Sorry, I have the attention span of a goldfish. What was it that you were looking for, Xanthion?
Winged boots.
Winged.
Winged boots.
Winged boots. Yeah, they're 8,000 gold pieces. It's easy enough to find one.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do it. Okay, mark off eight.
8,000.
Mark off 8,000 gold. Give yourself a pair of winged boots. And anything else? Take advantage of a shopping episode while it comes. All right. So
Probably some jewelry and obnoxious clothing. Just,
Absolutely.
I'll find some fun pictures later.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, so a couple of hours pass. Dravis, at one point in the evening, as the light has now Hold on just 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so and at one point as the light fades from the sky in over Sigil, which the sky over Sigil just happens to be the other side of Sigil, but you know, whatever. Dravis starts kind of ushering the party back to Trivum's Antiquities. In the absence of the rest of the parties, what is Felix doing?
Felix is just, yeah, I mean, like I said, perusing, going up slowly, seeing what kind of curios are in this place bit by bit. Really, really looking for things in the meantime, kind of waiting on, what was her name again?
Lou.
Waiting for Lou to kind of give that cue, like, hey, I'm not too busy, so if you do say something, I will respond. Because he kind of figures what he would be after is not being sold in the store, but she might have an idea of where one might be located or something.
Right. Okay. So easy enough. As you start to make your way up the various levels of Trivum's Antiquities, the bottom floor is just like a swap meet, like just random junk shoved on various surfaces. So some neat stuff to be found, but I mean, it's all just knickknacks and junk.
So like the backstage of Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, basically, sort of. And like half of the stuff that is like most of the stuff that's actually cool on the bottom floor is broken. And like some like spent magical items, like charged magical items that have lost their charge and are now just mundane, but are being sold for, hey, this used to be a wand of shooting stars, you know, that kind of stuff. Working your way up, it does like probably the first 3 floors are about the same level, just sort of just a flea market vibe. And then once you start getting above that, when you get into floors like 4 or 5, it's starting to actually get kind of interesting. You see some things that you don't know exactly what they are. It's more laid out. It's laid out a little bit nicer up here. Like things are more organized. Still very cluttered. But there are like some mannequins wearing suits of armor. There are some displays of various objects, some miscellaneous items. Then you get up to 5, and the stairway that leads from the 5th floor to the 6th floor is roped off, and it says employees only.
Okay. Yeah, Felix won't push the issue.
Okay, cool. Through levels 1 through 5, you have not seen Lou.
Yeah, she said she was going up to 7, right?
Yep. So,
all right, he'll just kind of hang out in 5, and do you want me to roll investigation or perception?
What are you looking for?
I mean, just any kind of maybe half plate, like modified half plate, like +1, +2, whatever.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. Any sort of jewelry that might come in handy.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Okay, investigation. Using physical die. That's a 15 on the die. Let's see, what is my investigation? 17 total.
17 total. There is no magical armor on 5.
Okay.
You do find some various jewelry. Are you using detect magic to aid your search?
I check this. So I don't know if I even have it. Do I? Does not look like I have it. No, I don't have it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean there are some signet rings. There are some more like more ornate pieces of jewelry, like some brooches, some circlets. Whether or not any of it's magic, you're not sure.
Okay. Oh shoot. Just hanging out then.
All right. So after a couple of hours of perusing, the rest of the party makes it back to and reconvenes at Trivum's Antiquities, meeting up on the 5th floor. The party rendezvous and is back together with Felix now. And Dravis is like, has Lou been down yet?
Sorry, I was muted. No.
Right.
I
Okay.
got up to the 5th floor and there's that little rope and says employees only, so I figured not to push my luck.
All right. So he goes up to the stairwell and leans over the rope that says employees only and like looks up and he yells up. He yells her name, Lou! And after a couple of seconds, there's a crash that echoes down the stairway. And it's like, yes? Did you find what you were looking for? Yes. Come on up. And so Travis is like, all right, yeah, let's go. And he unhooks the rope and leads you up to the 7th floor of Trivum's Antiquities. The 7th floor of Trivum's Antiquities is just an open space with one large round table in the middle of the room. That's all it is. And Lou is standing on the other side of the table as you guys come up into this just empty floor, essentially. Like, all right. So, you're trying to fight a god. I've only got one thing that might help, and it's this. And she reaches down and she puts a box up on the table, and she pushes it across the table, and it slides over to the other side. And Dravis just kind of looks at it. It's probably about a foot to maybe 16 inches wide, maybe 6 inches deep, and maybe 8 inches tall, with a hinged lid, the banded metal chest. So Dravis like looks across the table at her, and Lou looks back and is like, you were up here for 2 hours and you found one thing, you old dingbat? Lou's like, you watch your tongue. You think it's easy to go through the stuff that's on this floor? Just be glad I found something.
On this floor?
We're not biting the hand that's weaponizing us. Thank you very much for...
There's stuff on this floor?
You know, are we gonna open it?
Trill, do you want to open it?
I want to open it.
So
Trill, open it.
intern Lou looks at Petra and is like, thank you, darling. I can tell that you are much better mannered than your mentor ever was.
Yeah, I had to go outside the boundaries of my home to find it, but here we are.
Yeah, that was Felix coughing through a laugh.
Yeah. And then looks at you, Lou looks at you, Felix, and is like, there are, this is where Trivum kept his most interesting items, you have to know how to look for them. And
Oh, that's right. This is Sigil. I forget. Open doorways can be opened by candle snuffers and things like that. Forgot that.
Sure, we'll go with that. Okay, so are you gonna just gawk at the box all night, or are you gonna open it? So Trill, Petra handed it over to Trill, right?
Oh yeah.
So Trill opens it.
Mhm.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that's fine.
That would have been hilarious.
No,
I
actually,
was
no.
like, oh, here we go.
So you open it, and inside is what looks to be a bracer, like just looks like it would clamp around your forearm. And on the side opposite of where the clasp is, there is a rough cut gem that is glowing a sickly white, just sort of like a cloudy, hazy white. It's like glowing, but not like flashlight bright, just kind of like a little bit of a sickly hue to it.
Okay.
Put it on.
Logan, put it around your neck.
No. I would identify.
Just ask Lou.
Put it on first.
Doesn't Identify take 10 minutes to cast?
Hang on.
I can't remember if it's 10 minutes or if that's if you cast it as a ritual.
That says a ritual. You can just.
Yeah, as a spell slot, it's instantaneous. Ritual is 10 minutes to cast.
Oh, okay, cool.
My goggles of object.
Put it on.
All right. So you
God.
cast. So you cast Identify. Whatever this is, this harnesses the life force of the wearer and transmutes it into raw magical energy. It requires attunement. From a mechanical standpoint, what this item does is, as an action, the wearer can spend any number of hit points. It then chooses one target within 100 feet of itself, and that creature has to make a dexterity saving throw. On the successful save of a DC equal to your Constitution modifier, like to your spell, like a spell save that would be based on your Constitution modifier as opposed to what your actual casting ability is. So it's 8 plus your con mod plus your proficiency bonus. On a failure, on a success against that DC, it takes half damage. The amount of damage done is 1d4 for every hit point you put into it.
Hey, Felix wants to hold that for Santa wants to hold that for a second.
On an attempt to spend, actually, first of all, let me say, hit points spent in this way can only be healed through healing magic. Short rests and long rests do not recover these hit points. An attempt to spend less than your total current hit points requires the user to make a charisma saving throw against a DC of 18. On a failure, regardless of how many hit points you wanted to spend, you use all of your available hit points. A creature reduced
wants to hold it for a second.
a creature reduced to 0 hit points through the use of this item instantly dies.
Santa just wants to hold it for just a second. Just let him. Let's just let him touch it. Just let him touch it.
Does Trill relay this information to the rest of the party?
I feel like okay. Look, I don't think this is. It's your character, so it's up to you. I'm talking out of game. I don't think Trill is a good liar. I think he casts identify, and he goes,
He makes the face we all just made when we heard that.
So yeah, so the way I imagine Trill identifying using his goggles of object reading, like information is essentially filling the lenses on his goggles, and he's just reading it off as it appears, not even absorbing it yet. Just yep,
E-reader.
yep, just spouts it all directly, and then oh,
Just
Hey,
in front of
hey,
the
hey,
gods and
Hey,
everyone.
Trill, can I hold that for a second?
Trill, no.
I just want to try it out.
No, Trill.
"Let's keep that away from Xanthion."
Trill, just
I th-
hold on to it for a bit, please.
Yeah.
I
So
just
it's like
want to
a-
try it out.
the box.
We need to test it. It's science.
There's no reason to test it right now. Let's test it once our lives depend on it, okay?
It'll work.
We have to
So-
attune to it though, so someone has to attune to it.
So,
Bop.
what in the name of all the powers is this thing called, Lou? And she just, well, Trivum called it the implement of Balefire.
I call it fucking cool.
What kind of damage is it? What damage type?
Force.
Yeah, that checks out.
Did Trivum create this?
Oh no, Trivum didn't create anything. He just kept his eyes open on his journeys throughout the plains. Anything cool he brought back here.
Any idea where he got it?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, but I after looking over the inventory very thoroughly, this is really the only thing I could find that really checks all the boxes for fighting a god. I imagine in the hands of somebody that has a strong enough life force, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and actually has the fortitude to control this thing. I would imagine it could probably take down a god.
I think I can handle it, guys.
Is it in the box or is it in someone's hands?
It's in a box. I'm keeping it in. I leave it in the box. I don't take it out of the box.
Trill has not let
Felix.
Xanthion near that thing within 5 feet.
Felix walks up to it. Kind of examines it. Well,
Who wants to fight over it? Not right now.
Morlo is probably the healthiest, but as a sorcerer, I kind of have a niche with fortitude.
You'd also have to convince Morlo to use magic.
That is also true. So now we're just down to me.
Speaking of ringing our own bell, I have gifts for you. They're instruments.
Not right now, please. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Interesting. It's a really interesting double-edged sword, right? Because the stronger your body is, the greater your constitution, the more likely this weapon will be effective against a god.
But hey Shannon, you said, sorry, out of game. You said that using all your hit points, if you're successful, it's an insta-death.
No, it's just if you try to use it, if you try to make use of this item, but you're trying to spend less than the total hit points you currently have. So like let's say that you're at 100 hit points and you want to use 25 of them to do 25 d4 damage to something. Because you're trying to use less than the 100 you have to pass a charisma saving throw to be able to do that.
Okay, so we just someone just uses all of them and then we'll revive them. It'll be fun. And then we'll throw
I'm
the
willing to make
bracelet to
that
the next
sacrifice.
person.
So Petra says that, and then Felix looks over. What, Aaron? I apologize. What was your character's name again?
Oh, me?
Oh,
Mhm.
Trill.
Trill. Thank you. Sorry, Trill. Lou. Who's the guy that owns the tower?
I own it now.
Well, what was his name? No, this is out of game.
Oh, sorry. The name of the store is Trivum's Antiquities.
Rhythm. Okay, my brain was.
Hey,
It's been a long
Petra-
week. So
Petra
Felix is.
Or sorry. Tivum, not Trivum.
Oh, Tivum. Okay. So Felix looks over at Trill. Did those goggles tell you anything about staying dead? Or is it just dead?
Long as it didn't say anything specific about staying dead, right? You dropped to 0.
If you drop to 0 in from that loss of hit points, it is instant death.
Okay.
Any other effects you don't get from your casting of the identify spell. That's just drop to 0, no death saves, you're dead.
Well,
I don't
Emma holds up like she just rummages around in her pocket because I don't have a bag of holding anymore, and she just pulls out a handful of diamonds.
I don't see anything that specifically says you couldn't be revived with what Emma's suggesting, but death is risky. There are all sorts of things that could happen that could stop you from being resurrected.
That is true, but it's not permanently.
Anybody proficient in Arcana, please make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I have advantage. Can I do it anyway?
That is a 19 on the die, so 26.
26. Who was asking about doing it at advantage?
I have it because of the Storm Giant rune.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to treat advantage as proficiency for the purposes of that. So go ahead and make a check.
Can I roll? I don't have proficiency, but I've actually casted Revivify before, like bringing people to life spells.
No, yeah, you're 100% comfortable with how Revivify would work. That's not the question here.
Oh, okay.
So Felix running away with it with a 26, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the 26, okay. In the description that Trill gave, the damage done can only be healed by magical healing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is an interesting paradox in the idea of if you are reduced to 0 hit points by this item, you die.
Mm-hmm.
If you are brought back to life through magic, you don't know if the hit point restoration that happens when you're raised to put you at 1 hit point qualifies as magical healing or whether that's just an effect of the spell. If it qualifies as magical healing, you can be resurrected. If it doesn't, and you specifically have to be targeted by magical healing, you cannot magically heal an object, which under the mechanics of 5th edition is what a corpse is.
Mm-hmm.
So there is every possibility that if you are reduced to 0 hit points by this item, you are caught in some bizarre catch-22 limbo where you would have to be restored to a certain number of hit points to be able to be brought back to life, which cannot happen. You're just not sure what the actual answer to that is.
Felix relays the philosophical quandary.
Yep.
Out of game, can we call the name
Only
of
one
this
way to
episode
find out.
Corpses are objects?
Sorry, say that again, Aaron.
I said, can we go ahead and name this episode when you post it, Corpses are objects? In quotes, since you said exactly that.
As
I
you
love
wish.
it. It killed me.
As you
Bless
wish. Yeah. Which is actually that would be an amazing name for like a metal band. Corpses are objects.
I want to play a that. This isn't relevant. Never mind.
All right. So yeah, Lou just kind of staring over the table at the rest of you. And it's like, that's what I got. That's what I got, Dravis.
Oh.
So
Can we afford this?
can you? I don't know if you can afford it. We haven't even talked about price
And
yet.
Emma's kind of looking at everybody. How much is it? How much are
Uh,
you charging for this?
Well, I can tell you what Tivum had it on the books for. Oh, hold on. Lily's calling me. I'll be right back, guys. Hello.
Let's give it to Xanthion.
It's for science.
Let's give it for Xanthion. No one will explode. One will explode.
This is the one thing I can't put my head in.
That was an amazing thing to hear when I first put my headphones back on.
What? This is the one thing I can't put my head in.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard before that, but I was just sitting there like, what's going to explode? Let's give it to Xanthion.
So Lou says, well, I can tell you what Tivum had it on the books for. Tivum was asking for 300,000 gold. So you tell me if you can afford that.
Emma's gonna kind of look over at Petra.
No, I cannot afford that. I've given away most of my money.
You need to stop doing that. We need
Why?
to buy god-killing items, apparently.
Well, how about you? How much money you got?
Not enough.
Kiddo?
I have 13,000 gold pieces.
Okay. We're
I've got
13,000 going once. Anyone else have anything else?
I've got 14,000.
Exagora? Got some of mommy
We're
and
at
daddy's
27.
27 gold.
27,000 gold. Well, I've got actually I could sell shit to get plenty.
Let's just all start emptying our pockets till we get that amount. How about that?
Exagora has 20,000.
20,000 gold?
20,000 gold.
27,000?
Yep.
How much does Petra have in that handy haversack and all the stuff you got from Titus? Aaron.
How much gold does Felix have?
So we can buy it.
Okay. Sold.
So wait, the numbers that you guys have thrown out is nowhere close to 300,000 gold at this point.
300. Oh, wait. I don't know. I had 30 in my head. Never mind.
No.
I'm stupid.
All right. Well, Guess we all
Elimination.
die in a fiery apocalyptic death.
We
That's
can't buy it,
capitalism
but we
for ya.
could steal it.
Did you just say that right in front of the person offering to sell it to us?
Logan.
That was out of
Logan.
game.
I
Xanthion.
Felix looks over at Xanthion and
That
he,
was metagaming.
yeah, just regardless, smacks him for thinking too loud.
Very method right now.
Let's see here. Morlo has 22,000 gold pieces.
Lou, as much as we would love to support small business and pay that much money, can we maybe put it on layaway, do a payment plan? What else is of value to you? We'll give you anything.
don't say that.
Too
Stick
late.
it on loan?
I
We've had a
pinky
bad
promised to bring
history.
it back.
We've had a bad history of saying, I'll give you anything.
Yep.
We do only need it for one very specific thing. Just borrow it for a little while.
And whoever dies using it, we'll just make sure to take it off of them when we bring it back. Or we'll just take the whole. Actually, we'll just take the whole body with us, probably. And that way, we won't lose the bracelet. It'll be harder to lose the
Yeah, we're
bracelet.
gonna
if
leave
it's
the
on
body
the body
behind.
it dies on, right? That's smarter, right?
The fact that you have to ask.
Just double checking. I mean, we have to plan ahead, right? Am I wrong?
We
Dra-
never have before.
Dravis
This is a character growth.
pipes in at this moment. It's like, I wouldn't ask you if we didn't need it, Lou, but we really need it. Petra,
Mhm.
make a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. Hold, please. Okay, that one's a 23. Because it was below a 10. And also 23.
Okay. I'll let you borrow it for 30,000 gold.
Yo, you big Lou. Perfect. Emma,
Done.
hork over what you got.
All
To
of
be-
my money?
Not
To
all of
be-
it, but starting
re-
with you.
To be returned upon return of the item. Yes.
No,
Xanthion empties his pockets.
that's my fee to rent it.
Give 5,000 word.
Hold on. Guys, can we come over? Huddle up. Come over here. And Emma's gonna like try and get the party to come huddle up.
I don't know if we're gonna out strategize our way out of this. It's just
Hold on.
30,000 gold.
Xanthion drops the equivalent of 13,593 gold pieces on the table.
Petra dumps.
So subtract that from 30,000 and go from there.
Petra dumps out like 10,000 gold onto the table. Just yeah, like glitter.
Yeah, Emma's gonna
I
dump
don't
out.
have, I don't have any gold.
That's fine. I paid your way. Don't worry.
Emma's gonna dump out the
5,000.
difference. I believe that's 7,000.
Okay. Please adjust your character sheets accordingly.
That'd be 1,000 platinum, right?
Xanthion's broke now, so he's gonna need a lot of help.
Okay.
That's not right.
Nope.
How much gold did you spend, Xanthion? Give me like numbers.
13,593.
Oh, it worked. It worked.
Oh.
I'm looking at the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So who is carrying out the implement of Bellfire.
Felix will.
I'm still... Oh, okay. Felix will carry it. All right. I think we should talk about that a little bit more before we go
Are
strapping
we
up
really?
to anybody.
Are we really going to be talking about who put down more gold so they get to use the implement of self-destruction?
No.
No, not that. Just
No.
Oh, I was worried for a second.
no.
I think Felix should have it, and I paid the most.
That's what I was worried about.
No. No.
Again, unless somebody has some secret talent with maintaining their own personal fortitude, it comes naturally to a sorcerer.
I mean, I'm fine with dumping all 78 of my lives into saving the world and then trusting one of you to do me a solid in the afterlife, or maybe, maybe not. I'll leave that up to your discretion.
I think the plan is for the person to survive.
I think
I
think
mean,
that Felix is right and that he has probably the best chance out of any of us of using it without dying. I just think maybe we could do a little tweaking so it's more effective for you.
We can. I mean, that's not off the table, let's put it that way. To get sentimental, bear with me. You all have places to go. Plain and simple. My family is destroyed. My siblings, I don't know if they're alive. My sister's capable if they are. Xanthion, you have your family. Petra, you have your mentor and part of your crew.
you are
Morlo
my
has
our
his-
family.
Morlo has his journey. Emma has her home.
I'm
If
so
I
sick
die-
of this self-sacrificial.
If I die, shut your mouth.
Let him finish.
If I die, so be it. But if I thought for a second that I could have thrown a friend into the fire and not bring them back with the illusion that they could have before they died, I could never forgive myself. So, let me take the gamble, and the rest of you enjoy your lives if I don't pay out. That's it. There's the sentimentality. Now, I'd prefer it not to be that way, so if we could find something that could keep me alive a little easier, by all means.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some ideas.
Of all of
I mean-
us who
I
deal
give-
with guilt, you're the one who deals with it the worst. So you know what? I'll let you have that. The L
Hey,
or the
Shan.
W.
Say what?
Whichever way you
What did you say, Aaron?
I said, of all of us who carry guilt, you're the one who carries it the worst. So I'll let you take that L or W or however you want to look at that.
Yeah, I know. Damn that internal moral compass.
Yeah, I
So-
misplaced mine somewhere along the road.
Shannon, would the Constitution, that would be just a Constitution save, that's not to maintain a spell effect or a concentration effect, right?
That is correct. It is just
Okay.
to use.
Just a save, just a straight save, not a concentration on a spell.
Right.
Okay. Felix, I mean, with a passive 17 Arcana, would he be able to pull out the parapet of, or the, what was it, the Emblem of the Constitution or the parapet of health that gives advantage on Constitution saving throws?
I mean, you have to make a con save. Anything that affects con saves would affect that saving throw.
No. Right. I'm just saying, with a passive 17, would he be able to pull that name out of thin air? Like, oh yeah, here's an option.
Right. Yeah, you're just saying. Does he know of the existence of of that? Yeah. Hold on, just 1 second. You're
Well,
asking specific.
With the
Out of
with a
coat
passive.
pocket, I pull out an amulet of health. That would raise your constitution to 19.
Well, I mean, my Constitution, out of game, obviously. That would help with the score, but I mean, I'm pretty certain there's an item that gives advantage on Constitution saving throws. just straight Constitution saving throws.
Maybe I've missed something. Why are you making a saving throw? I thought the monster makes a Constitution saving throw.
But
No,
you
the-
have to make a Constitution saving throw if you do not use the total maximum of your health
No,
in the
you make a
attack.
charisma saving throw.
Oh, it was charisma? I thought it was Constitution.
No. Yeah, it's charisma. Dex
Oh,
save for the
okay.
dex save for the target. Charisma saving throw to attempt to use fewer than your maximum hit
Oh,
points.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I was getting Constitution from. Apologize.
Well,
That's why I was
your
like, I don't think you have.
because the dexterity saving throw uses your Constitution bonus to.
That's
calculate
what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a convoluted item, but yeah,
the
it's
con and charisma weapon.
yeah.
Okay, that's where it was coming from. I was wondering. I was like, God, am I really that sleep deprived?
No,
So-
it is a dex save by the target against a DC set with your con modifier. When you use it, you have to make a
Okay.
charisma saving throw to be able to use it.
Okay, so that's why giving the image of health would work. Gotcha. Now I'm on all cylinders. So pardon my French. How the fuck did you just pull that out of your pocket?
I made it a little while ago.
Oh. Well, talk about
I was, just going to wear it myself, but I feel like it would make that item a lot more functional for you.
Deus Ex Machina.
I know.
Functional and fashionable. We love to see it.
Yeah, if you wear this, that will be more effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
It also requires attunement, though. I don't know.
Exagora speaks up for the first time, just kind of standing off to himself a little bit. He's like, if we're going off the assumption that the person who uses it should be the person who has the least to lose, I would like to put my name in the hat.
I would like to rebuttal. Least to lose, but best chances of not dying. This isn't a death or glory. This is preferably glory. Death is always on the wings, so to speak.
Right. We can
hash this out later.
We can table
Over
this
drink.
discussion, but
And cheese.
when the time comes, I'd like to make an argument that I should be the one who wears that. But we can talk about that later.
We can argue it while the world is crashing down around us.
Right. Dravis speaks up. All right. Well, Lou, thank you once again. We'll get this back to you. I promise. As soon as we do what needs to be done with it. Right. So we'll leave you to it. Thank you again.
All right, Felix takes it out of the box.
Try it on.
All right.
And he puts it on his wrist. He doesn't attune to it yet, but he puts it on his wrist and then just
Okay.
sort of pulls his sleeve over it as best he can.
Okay. Right. So we've had a long and productive day of eating, drinking, and shopping while the world burns down around us. I think it's time for some shut-eye. What do you say? Back to chirpers?
Back to it.
Yo.
All right. So, with an item in tow that can possibly kill a god, Petra and the backups heads for their first night of rest in the City of Doors. And that is where we will pick up next session.
I like this.
That's a
I
big
have a
goal.
good feeling about this.
We just
Yep.
need like 3 more stones and it's basically an infinity gauntlet.
Okay, actually, what if we just get Death Ward and then just boop, 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 boop?
Does Felix have a like a cloak of resistance?
No.
We should.
But
get
you have a
one.
regular cape that we can probably it says Petra
A
in the back
regular
on it.
cape?
And we can enchant it with resistance probably, I'm assuming and hoping.
Hey, Shannon.
Yo.
When we were looking for armor, could I have found a Efreet mail? A Freety mail?
Is this an item that's on D&D Beyond?
Yeah,
Yeah, free mail is.
it's in the DMG.
Okay.
It's Y, by the way, not I. Just in case you type it in, you're like, why is it not coming up?
Yeah, because I'm
It's
seeing.
EFREETI.
Oh, a
Oh,
Freety.
fine.
I see a Freety chain.
Yeah, that's it.
Got it.
Nuts.
So let me see here. Okay. First things first. We
Oh,
need
wait.
to.
Strength 13 required. Oh, anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so can she even wear it?
No.
Okay. But what is it exactly?
Book of
It's +3 armor that gives you immunity to fire unless you walk on lava.
Man, you just
Also,
like, wow, you just had that. Just rattled that one off. Like, oh man, that was quick.
Well, I mean, even if you find it, how would you wear it? It's still a metal armor.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I guess could I just find normal ass +3 armor?
Well, I mean, you definitely find dragon scale armor for sale. Like that's a possibility for you.
Dragon scale armor.
Christian, Petra bought Felix an accordion, like a cute little one. And she was gonna tell you she was gonna get you a big one because she knows you're smart enough to use it, but we're traveling and I know you probably wanted something lighter since got the wimpy squishy arms. That's what she would have said. And then
Hey.
Emma, you get a stump fiddle. It is an Irish instrument. Look it up
Okay.
and report back. I feel like it's a U instrument.
Stump
Oh, Logan's not here.
fiddle.
Oh, and then Trill gets a triangle, but it's got a little triangle in it. So it
How do I
looks like
s-
Triforce, and they all do different pitches. on the
It's
tri-
stump. There's an F at the end of it.
yeah, STUMPF.
What
fiddle.
the hell is that
It's a-
thing?
It's a stump
Yeah.
fiddle.
It's a stump fiddle. I figured
It looks like 18 instruments in one.
It is.
it is.
This is an Emin thing, yeah.
It's like a staff. Yeah, so it's like a staff or like a walking stick. So you can just take it with you wherever. It's portable and it's got a string so you can play along. And even if you hold your fingers on the strings while you're stomping it, like you stomp it on the ground while you play it because it's percussion and string. And it will kind of act as a bass instrument while you're pressing down on the strings.
I just imagine that Petra's like doling this out and she gets to Emma and is like, and Emma for you, and she like hisses on the S because she stopped and she goes, staff of performance, here you go.
There
Just-
it is.
Just straight up lies, just like staff of performance. So you take it.
Staff of performance.
It's okay. Looking at this thing, it looks like there is a bowstring, there's strings, there's bells, there's cowbells, there's a washing board,
Mm-hmm.
there's like is it a
Irish know how to
symbol
party, what
or
can I say?
that's wild.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can just use it like a regular walking stick too. And
Hold on, I think
maybe-
Shannon has a thing to say. Do
Oh,
you have a
sorry.
thing to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say +3 armor is 24,000 gold.
Oh,
Mhm,
24?
mhm.
Um, is Emma proficient with shields?
Yeah.
You can
Actually, it
get
wouldn't. Well, yeah, sorry. My apologies.
you can get a +2 shield for 6,000 gold. That would increase your armor class by 4.
Shields aren't Emma, I don't
Yeah,
think.
just not the aesthetic. I can get that. I totally understand that.
Petra was gonna tell you, Trill can probably modify the stump fiddle too, so that maybe if you need to shoot an arrow or something, you can use the string on it and pew, or darts or something. Because
I think my spells are more effective than an arrow, but thank you.
I mean, you never know when you might need it.
Proceeds to cast Melf's acid arrow.
Always have a plan B.
right. All right, so we can figure out
Yeah.
armoring Emma off the clock. XP. Everybody please take XP to level 16.
Oh,
Holy wow. Okay. Was not expecting that.
By sheer virtue of coming into contact with an artifact.
The artifact Lou.
Nice. Nice. All right. While I have you all, except for Logan, who has apparently given up, trying to get back. Next
Oh, Logan
session,
gets a slide whistle.
next session, February 24th. Mark your calendars.
okay.
Yay!
All
Thank
right.
you,
Felix has his wings.
Shannon.
Emma has fucking plane shift.
Yay!
Awesome. All right.